here's a great recipe for Parmesan herb knots that you should definitely try. It's packed with some of my favorite flavors like freshly grated Parmesan, Italian seasonings, and rich olive oil. So let's get started by placing our warm water, our sugar, and our yeast into our mixing bowl. And we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes so our yeast can proof. Great, our yeast has proofed. You can see it's gotten a little foamy and bubbly, and we're ready to add the rest of our ingredients. Here we've got cold water, powdered milk, potato flakes, olive oil, and salt. And this is our flour. Okay, we're going to fit our mixer with our dough hook and set it to speed 2 for 2 minutes. You'll see we have our splash guard on because we have a lot of ingredients in this mixing bowl and we want to keep the mess off the countertop. Okay, I want to show you this beautiful dough ball. You'll see how the dough has come together around this dough hook. Now, if this hasn't happened for you by this time, you can continue to add flour 1 tablespoon at a time until the dough pulls away from the sides of the bowl and forms a ball. Now I'm going to add the Parmesan cheese, and increase to speed 3. Okay, our dough looks great. It's nice and smooth. You'll see it's all come together around this dough hook. We're going to remove this now and put it into a lightly oiled bowl and just flip it over to coat it so it doesn't dry out. Now you want to cover this with plastic wrap and place it in a warm spot for about an hour until it doubles in size. And you'll see here we have it doubled in size. So this is already proofed. And what we want to do is to take some of the air back out of this and just punch it down. Okay, so once you've deflated or punched down your dough, you can start to make your knots. So we're going to just take a portion of the dough here and roll it out into a snake, starting in the middle and roll your way out. Okay, once it's about 12 inches, you take the knot, put one end under and one end over. And we're going to place these onto a parchment-lined cookie sheet. And these need to rise for about an hour. You see here we have some that have already proofed. And now for the crowning touch. We're going to top off our herb knots with some olive oil and those Italian herb seasonings. So I'm just mixing them together in a bowl. Then we'll use a pastry brush to lightly coat the tops of our knots. And if you have the time, the longer you let the seasoning sit in the olive oil, the more intense the flavors will become. I like to finish mine off with a little more Parmesan. You want to bake these in a 350-degree oven for 15 to 18 minutes. And we have some that have already baked. Don't they look wonderful? And they're packed with all those delicious flavors of the freshly grated Parmesan and the Italian seasonings. I promise once you taste these, you're going to want to bake them over and over again.